Hello everyone, this is Greg Mersko from the RPAC Art Center, and I just wanted to introduce to all of you that there's going to be a new workshop running for Adobe Illustrator explaining the image trace function, which I think is an extremely important one, very important when you're creating logos and creating something from a bitmap file to a vector file. What it does, it'll literally take something that you created in Photoshop, and as you know, Photoshop is a raster style program. It's a bitmap program which just uses tiny little squares to create the image and a buildup of color to create an image. Luckily, you can take that image into Adobe Illustrator and it will take that image and take those pixels and create geometric shapes out of them. And the advantage to that is when you're creating a logo, if it's a bitmap image, it's going to spread apart and look very jagged. If you create that as a vector, because of the geometric shapes, it's going to keep its shape, so you can enlarge it to as much as you want. This is an image that was created by one of my students at RPAC, and she's actually a high school student at Ridgefield High School. And I asked her to create some logo ideas and sketches for the Ridgefield Conservation Commission. That just rolls off the tongue. And what she did is she just created a couple of illustrations for me so I could build a logo. And this is one of my favorites that I really liked. And what I do is I'll take her image that she creates on paper, I'll take it, I'll scan it in digitally, and I'll create a logo out of it. Now what I did here is I really liked the leaf, and I wanted to get rid of the circle and all her scribble marks. So what I did was I took it into Photoshop. Again, this is a bitmap program. I silhouetted it, I added some color to it. But if you look, because it is a bitmap program, you're going to see all sorts of little jaggedy lines on here, and that you just can't have that in a logo. So you have to take that extra step and create that logo in Illustrator. So what you do is you go to open up an Illustrator file, and then you want to go and place that image that you created in Photoshop, and you just place it into that Illustrator file. Blow this up just a little bit. Now, this is still a bitmap image, so you still have to change this image to a vector. And the way that you do that is go to Image Trace. Image Trace, you can do all sorts of things. You can make it look like a sketch. But we don't want that. We want to keep that green. So I'm going to go to Image Trace, and I'm going to go to 16 colors, because I know there's a whole bunch of greens in there, and there's some blacks, and that's all I really want to work with. So I'll go with 16. Now what it does, it just initializes it, starts doing its calculations, turning all those pixels into geometric shapes. Now this is all ready, but I have to expand it to enable me to be able to go into it and start literally dissecting it if I want to. So I'm going to go expand. Now it's chopping everything out, making it all lines and geometric shapes, as you can tell here in the blue. Blow that up a little bit for you. And what I want to do, first thing I do is whenever something comes in from Photoshop into Illustrator, it usually takes the background with it. Even if it's clear, it considers it white. So if you look, I have a white background here, and that's usually the first thing I get rid of. So I'll go to my direct selection tool, I'll just click on a corner, I'll hit delete twice. Now I just have an outline and I have my leaf. So what I like to do is I'll take the leaf, you can copy it if you want, bringing it into some type that I created earlier for the Ridgefield Conservation Commission. Again, hard for me to say, don't know why. And I'm going to paste it. And that was one of the ideas that we had for the RCC, which is easier to say. But that's how you do it. And now the good thing is, when I go to enlarge it, I don't get any jagged edges. Look how smooth that is. That's all because it's a geometric shape. So that worked nicely. That is all the teas I'm going to give you, and I hope to see you at the workshop. Have a good day.